All right, next up, we've got two wonderful people, and thanks for you guys for coming back down here. You guys ready? Yeah?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
All right, honk your horns for Mustache Roadtrip.
Yeah! Hey, everybody, we are Mustache Roadtrip. So to get started, can we just get the name of a place you might take a road trip, or somewhere you've been recently on a road trip?
St. Louis.
Miami. St. Louis? Thank you, St. Louis. Oh, God. Marie, you should get out here and check out the air. We're going to be in that car for like another 3 hours.
I know, I just better get going.
You want to stretch your legs for a minute?
If I get out for a minute, then you're going to have another 4.
Come on out, come on out. Come on, taste the air. This is like country air, Marie. Right? I mean, it's next to the highway, so it's not as good as like the real country air.
Yeah.
Right? Feel better? Loosen up a little bit. We've been in the car for a while.
No.
That girl. There you go.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. See?
All right.
We already missed the christening. It's not like we really need to get there really fast.
Yeah, I know. I just assume be there as soon as possible. No.
It's over. It's over. They're just gonna be eating
It's
for the rest of the day.
It's my sister's baby. I should have. You know what I mean? I should have been there. We were supposed to be the godparents.
Yeah. Supposed to be. And then they changed their minds.
Yeah. Well.
So
Doesn't mean I don't care about my niece.
I care about your niece. I'm crazy about your
I mean,
niece.
I'm just.
I think she's like, you know,
car.
like 8 pounds and 6 ounces of like beauty.
Maybe she's a little wrinkly, but she's not.
She's super wrinkly. She's super wrinkly.
She's a baby. Babies are wrinkly.
Yeah, but I mean, she's gonna be a baby for a little while still. Like the rest of the day at least, right?
Yes, at least.
So it's not like we have to be there like right now.
No, not directly, but I would rather get there before dessert, before they start cleaning up the tables, you know?
Why, you wanna help clean up the table?
No, I just feel like
Every time we go,
help
I end up
out.
cleaning up the table at the end of the night.
Well, yeah, because we don't get there until it's time to clean up, and then we should do something.
Why should we do anything?
Hey,
we
we're
didn't get
never
anything out
on
of it.
time.
Marie,
Sorry.
if we get there late, but we don't get anything out of it, like if they eat all the food and they don't save me anything, I'm talking about Christmas here, then we shouldn't have to do anything when it's over.
We showed up on the 26th. Nobody's saving food that long. For us.
They had a giant ham. It was huge.
They donated the rest of it to a charity, okay?
Yeah.
Because we didn't show up.
They couldn't take like 2 slices, like 1 slice for me and 1 slice for you.
You're right.
And not
They
give
were
it to the
very
charity
rude.
people.
You're right. They were very rude. It was very rude of them not to save us food.
You're saying?
I'm getting back in the car. What I'm saying is, I'll get back in the car. You stretch as long as you need to. As long as
I'll
you
get in
need
the car. You want to get in the car?
I'd love to get in the car.
Let's
I've
get
been
in the
saying
car.
it for 10 minutes now. Ready?
Just saying. Order some ham for a couple days. Make some pea soup.
You're right.
Stuff's delicious.
You're absolutely right.
Did you move the mirrors while I was out of the car? Why'd you move the mirror? It's alright. I'm just a little stressed out.
No, I understand, and I'm sorry. I come from a very timely family. You come from a family who doesn't give a shit about time. And that's something I knew when I married you. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. And that is now, I can't change you, and I'm not trying to. I would love to, but I'm not.
What?
I would love to change that part of you. Is that wrong to say that I'd like to be on time for things?
Well,
that
I'd like
take
to not
time?
feel so much pressure all the time about getting to places all the time. You know, there's some stuff that's important, like a tennis lesson or something like that, because there's another lesson coming up, right? There's no other christening we're gonna make. It's not like there's like another, like they're gonna all move out of their house because somebody else has to come in there.
What do
and
they
take
need
over.
to do to be important to you, Eddie?
They are important to me, Marie. They are. They're your family. I care about them. I care about you. I just really wanted to catch the end of the game.
Not as important as the tennis lesson or the Bears.
No, it's not.
Well, I get that.
Well, the Bears.
That's fine. The Bears suck.
I don't even. It's not the tennis lesson specific. I'm just saying that if you
use
miss
it
your
as an
appointment,
example,
the
and
coach
I'm
has another
seeing
person
it
that they need to talk
as
to
an
when you're done.
example
I'm just
also.
saying
I'm
that's
using
all.
it as an
You're not going to
example
get your
that
lesson
you
if you get there
already
late.
used once.
It would be the same for like a bowling lesson. It's not a tennis
Who takes a
lesson.
bowling lesson?
I don't know who takes a bowling lesson. Guys on those bowling leagues, those bowling guys.
Those
the
aren't
shirts with the
lessons. They
names
just
on 'em?
practice regularly.
You don't think
It's
there's a
not like
coach?
a lesson.
You don't think there's
There's
any
not a
coach?
coach for a bowling team. There's like a captain.
Probably give some pointers. Does coach stuff.
You're always right.
I mean, this isn't about me being always right. Just
No, you're
right
right.
this time.
No, of course
Don't do that.
you're right.
Don't do that. Stop doing that. I know you don't mean that. So why do you keep saying it?
No, because I mean it because you're right. You're always right. You'll always be right, and I should just know that you're right.
It's not like that.
When we spend Thanksgiving with your family,
Mhm.
we're early.
Well, they're gonna have the game on. So I don't have to wait and see what happens, because I'm gonna see it when I get there. Look, I'm sorry, all right? The game isn't the most important thing. You're right, like, the christening is really important. It's just that we missed it already. So, like, rushing isn't gonna get us there in time. We're not gonna get there early enough to catch it. It's over. And they did not. They told you were gonna be the godmother, and then they changed their minds. So, like, what the hell are we even going for? It is part of my reasoning, you know? You're still gonna have a relationship with Ashley, even though you're not her, you weren't at the christening. She's not even gonna remember it.
No, you're right. And I definitely don't need to be there for my sister. She definitely didn't need me there for her daughter to be baptized, christened.
But she took away the godmother position from you, all right? I don't think that that's okay. I think that, I mean, if it was me, if it was my family, I would have boycotted the whole thing. I wouldn't even go.
Unless they were playing the game.
It's
In
like
case we'd
hours and
absolutely
hours
do.
away. It's in St. Louis.
Yeah.
What the fuck else is there to do there anyway?
It's not about the trip, it's about the actual. It's fine. It's fine, we already missed it. Like you said, we already missed
We could
it.
Skype into the thing.
We're gonna Skype into the christening.
Well, we missed the christening. We could Skype into the party easy.
Just have people walk up to a computer and say, well, hey, that was a hell of a christening. Am I
Yeah.
allowed to say hell?
That is the kind of joke your mother would tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's the matter with that? I don't really. If it was, look, I've never been to New York. I'd love to go to New York. If your sister lived in New York, we would have been there like 5 days early.
Oh,
for
so you're
christening.
saying it's because
We'd
it's
go to,
in
like,
St. Louis?
Crocodile
Because my
Center.
sister's husband works in St. Louis. And that's where they live, and that's where they're raising their child.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we didn't make it
I've
there.
been there. There's the arch. That's it. It's
Well,
over.
I agree. There's not much in St. Louis. I'm not arguing that.
Do you know it's the murder capital of the United States right now? Do
The
you know
murder
that?
capital of
It
the
is the murder capital of the United States. It used to be
The
Chicago.
murder capital.
And before that it was DC. Now it's St. Louis. And there's not even that many people there.
Are
Think
there
about
just
like the
murderers
percentage of
roaming
people
the-
who have to get killed.
So we're not
Our
going
city
to
the size of
St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
on Christmas
It's like
because there are
40% of people get murdered.
40%.
Because if it's more than the total
Well, it's a
number of
good
people who
thing
get
there
murdered in
are more
Chicago.
babies coming into St. Louis now because the population is.
They should. I mean, honestly, they should get out of there. If you have a baby, you shouldn't be in St. Louis.
So now it's my sister's fault. This is not our fault. This is not.
No, hey, look,
This is not our fault. You're right. This is Andy's fault.
Marie, let's not go backwards, okay? I've already apologized that I wanted to stay and watch. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was being vindictive and selfish.
You were wrong. Wow, I should record that.
You are such a...
Huh? I was a what?
I can't believe that this is, you act like you're all upset about your niece, your would-be goddaughter, but what it's really about is whether I'm right or wrong. That's what this is all about.
No, it is not what it's about. I'm just saying
generally no.
Generally, you're right. When you make an error, it is not your fault.
I don't see what's so wrong about that. That's like great news. That's like your husband knows what the fuck he's talking about.
You're right. I should be grateful.
That's that thing.
You're right.
See, that does make sense, though. You know that makes sense. Just say it in that way. You say it like, you're right. Like, I don't care anymore.
Well, because it doesn't matter what else I say. If I said it another way, or if I said something else, it would just cause another fight.
If you gave me like a pat, if you were like, you know what, you're right. That would be enough. I'd be like,
You're right, Eddie.
that's sarcasm. You did it with sarcasm.
You're right. I did do it.
I'm not going to give you my insights anymore. If that's how this is going to be. I'm going to keep them for myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to make my life decisions correctly. And you're going to be running around trying to get to things on time where people don't even care whether you're the godmother or not.
Do you want to know why I'm not the godmother? Do you want to know the conversation I had with Sarah that led to me not being the godmother?
What was the conversation, Marie?
It involved you.
I'm sure it did.
And how she feels that the role of the godparent is to be there for the child. I think this is just common sense. But that she was afraid, and I agree, that we would not be readily available to Ashley. Because you refuse to let anyone else make a decision or you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Is this because we don't live in St. Louis?
No,
is this
it's
because
because
it's a million-hour drive to
you
get there?
complain every time. It takes like 4 hours to get to St. Louis. Million hours?
That's-
1 million
That's
hours.
half a work day. That's like a stretch from when you get to work till you get lunch. Like I get a
We
lot of
can't
shit
even
done.
make it to the christening on time. Would we ever make it to a school play? Would we ever help her with her homework? Would we?
Isn't that what her parents are for? Like, why are we helping her with her homework?
Because the child needs more than just 2 people to help raise it. It's a family effort. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? My parents will be great godparents, and that's fine.
It doesn't even make sense though. Grandparents and godparents? Like I've never heard of that in my life. You can't like double up on those.
Apparently you can. And they would rather have my old parents, who will die before Ashley is 10, than us.
It's really because your sister has no friends. That's why it is. Because she's insufferable.
No, she thinks that the child should stay within the family. And I agree. I think that's nice. If we were going to have a child, I would let Sarah be the godparent.
Of course, naturally you would. Which is why I'm so shocked that you're not the godparent of Ashley. You see? You see?
Listen, I'm not going to say my feelings aren't hurt. But I also don't blame her. I don't think we're going to be around that much for Ashley when she's growing up. I
It's
think
not
that's
our
a
fault
big
that they live in a
problem.
terrible place.
You're right. That part isn't our fault.
You didn't mean that.
No, I meant it. That one I meant.
No. I know you don't mean it because I asked you to do it. If you really meant it, you'd do something else. Because you can't just do what I asked
But
you.
now if I do something else, you're going to say that you told me to do that. Whatever that
Circle.
something else
This
is.
is a circle. Honestly, have you ever heard of grandparents who were also the godparents of the child?
No,
ever in your
frankly,
life?
I
No.
haven't.
It's weird. They're weird. Your sister is weird.
I'm not saying that she's not. I'm not arguing that point. I'm not. There are several points I'm not arguing.
Baby's room is orange.
It's
Right?
bright.
What
It's
is
a
that?
Bright color.
They
know
knew the
it's
sex of
gonna
the
be a
baby
boy.
before the baby was born, and they picked orange. That's the baby's color. Like I've seen, like when Heather had that baby, and she didn't find out what the sex of the baby was, and so they painted the whole thing green. It's like neutral. It's no big deal. There's like animals instead of trucks or whatever. But they did know it was a girl, and they picked orange.
I don't like pink. If we were gonna have a girl, I wouldn't paint the room pink. I don't like pink.
They thought orange? Yellow is like a soft yellow. That's really nice. That's really good. Well, what would you pick? What would you do?
I don't know. I mean, I like green. But
Yeah.
I like blue too. I don't think blue has to be for boys.
No, certainly not. But like orange is not a color for a child.
Colors have like age limits on them.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't have picked orange, but I don't think orange is a terrible color.
It's not soothing.
It's bright though.
The kid's gonna get in there and like wake up. You'll never get any sleep. Like, oh, it's the middle of the day. Oh, it's sunrise. Beautiful sunrise in my room. I mean, wake up and ruin everybody's night. They do that. They wake up and they wake you up.
They're babies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The thing that babies do, I don't think the room
Why would you
color
encourage them?
tells you how often the kid's gonna wake up and cry in the middle of the night or day or whatever.
Well, I'm
Is
just
there
saying.
a study on that? Did you read a study?
No, I didn't read a study on that. It's just an
You
instinct.
don't know everything about room colors?
I feel like I have some insight into it.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Because you know what you're talking about, and I should be grateful. And you do.
Just saying you have a weird sister.
I
Her
know,
husband is
I know.
even weirder.
I know. That's one of those points I will not argue with you.
Like, I don't want to hear what he has to say when the baby gets christened. Because you remember he gave that speech at their wedding? He kept talking about that trip he took to Atlantic City and like.
And it had nothing to do with Sarah at all. He was
No,
talking
I kept
about, like,
thinking
the
it was gonna
greatest
be
day
like-
of his life,
yeah,
and I thought he
right.
was going to say, but this day is better than that day.
I thought it was going to be like really tricky. Like he was going to be like, you know, I took a gamble that day and I won big, and I'm doing it again today, or something awesome.
Yeah, like
that.
I really thought it was going to come around with a tag at the end.
No.
Nothing.
And then he's
Just like, it was just like, that was a great day.
he's like, that was fucking sweet, right? And then he sat down.
And everybody's like, do I?
So did you really want to be at the christening to hear what he had to say?
No, it's not to hear what he has to say. I don't want to hear what he has to say hardly ever.
One time I was at the track, and his horse ran too fast. And then
Just real fast.
super